Hi everyone, welcome to Colouring with Kay and thank you for joining me today. So in this video I am going to share a little review of some acrylic markers that Woomer have sent to me. So thank you very much to Woomer for reaching out and asking if I'd be interested in sharing the 120 acrylic marker set, and I have their other products that they've sent me, including their pencils, which I really like. I have to admit I would just like a bigger set of those because I used them a fair bit, and a bigger set would be great. So anyway, back to these acrylic markers. So I was very interested in the fact that they were 120 set. Now they come in this lovely, I'm going to take the cellophane off in a minute, but I just wanted to show you the so it comes in like a tray thing, I think, and then on the back, or on the bottom here, we've got the colour swatch here. It says shake before use, apply the cap after use and store horizontally. So yeah, I'm going to open this up and we're going to have a little look at the markers. I just thought before I unbox them, I just wanted to sort of unbox, take the wrappers off and things on camera so that you can see what we've got. So there we go. It's always nice doing that. And then we've got these clips that come off. We've got a little carry handle as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Take that off and there we go. Is it like a drawer? Is it like, I think we lift them out, do we? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to figure this out. Oh yes, you've got some more clips here there at the side. Oh yes, and to release them you remove them. Oh, I see how that works now. Quite clever. I've never come across anything like this before. So yeah, you just clip. Got all these clips down the edge. It's quite unique actually. I've not seen this before. And clip like that, and then you take each layer off, which is actually quite nice. So it's really nice to store horizontally, I think, which is absolutely great. So we've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 10 individual layers. So we've got 10 different, let's look at each of them. So these are like neutral skin colour shades that we've got here for people that like to colour skin and things. So we've got reds and dark reds there, and again a few neutrals. This one here we have more neutrals, bright orange, a couple of oranges there, and if I just release this properly. Oh, I forgot to take that one off, sorry. And then browns. Now I'm really interested in the browns. We've got a few browns here and then a few more here, which is good. And then we come into the yellows, we come into the greens next. I'm really quite impressed with the Woomer products, so I'm looking forward to trying these out. We've got a range of greens here. Greens continue there into the turquoise. I like that we've got quite a few turquoise colours, and then we've got the blues, more blues. Amazing so far. And then we come into the pinks and the purples and more purples, and then the grey and the black at the end there. So yeah, amazing. Let's have a look at a colour. So they just sit in these little grooved bottoms as well, which is really cool. And then we've got this great brush tip there that you can see, which we'll try out. I think these are like the newer versions that you've got these little stars here. I think that's see-through, so you can actually tell how much ink you've got, and you can hear the mixing bowl inside. So actually they're not the ones that you activate with the pump action. Get a little bit of paper here. Excuse my little calculations there, but there you go. Oh, they're very juicy. They're lovely to use. and they're not, I mean this colour in particular isn't as opaque, but it does cover, so two layers would cover completely. But yeah, I really like how they feel, and the tip as well, the brush tip appears to allow you to do quite thin lines. So anyway, let's have another look at them. That's the quick little unboxing anyway, and let's get using them and swatching them as well. So I'm not quite sure I'm going to do the swatch, whether it's going to be with some music in the background or just complete the swatch and then show you and then use them in some colouring books or on some pages, so we'll see. Okay, so here I am swatching the acrylic markers. So there's quite a fair number of them, 120. It was really nice ink flow, they went down really well, and they were nice and juicy and very pigmented. So I'm going to go through a few features of these acrylic paint markers. So they are non-toxic ink formula, which are suitable for professionals, but you know, they're suitable for anyone really who wants to use them. So inside the barrel we have water and a high quality acrylic pigment. It allows precise ink control because it's a liquid marker which uses an ink flow separator to finely control the flow of ink. So it is different from the valve type of marker where you need to press, you know, to control the ink outflow. It's got a flexible soft brush tip, as you can see there on the screen, so you can adjust the width of the strokes by changing the pressure on the brush. So you should be able to get a width of about between 2 to 5 millimeters depending on how hard you press. So a really nice long lasting tip. Of course, I've only just received these, so in the long run I can't really speak for that yet. They're of course versatile on a range of different surfaces. As a colorist, will be mainly using it on paper, but if you want to use it on canvas, glass, wood, they are really good, quick drying and great coverage. And what else do we have? Let's have a look. The packaging is obviously something that I've already discussed, and I quite like the packaging. I really like how you've got the clip system and they're all in trays and they're all flat, as is recommended of how you keep acrylic markers. One of the best things I like about these sort of brush tip markers is the fact that you don't have to shake them and the ink just flows. So that really relieves the frustration for me. So yeah, I'm just thinking if there's anything else to refer to. They are of course odorless as well, and already said that they're non-toxic, and they are waterproof. So what I'm going to do in the next clip is we're going to test them out in terms of how effective they are in covering black lines. I think it'll probably need a couple of coats, maybe 2 or 3 coats, in order to cover black lines if that's what you're using them for. And then also I want to see if we can blend them out while they're wet, or maybe use them in a different way using some water, and see how we fare with that. And then I want to try using them for actual colouring on a page as well, and see how I fare with that. But one of the best things is, of course, they come in a really big set, in a 120 set, which is really, really good, which gives you a lot of options for colour. And especially noticed, I will discuss briefly the range of colours after this swatching clip. There are a lot of skin tones, which if you do colour people, that will be really helpful. And a fair number of lovely bluey greys and cool greys and warm greys as well in the set. So yep, coming to the end of the swatching, and we can then look at all the colours that we have in the set. Right guys, so here I have the colour swatch of these markers, and let's just put these aside so I can show you. So you do get this little swatch here already with the pack, but I would recommend doing your own swatch. So here they are. So yeah, 4 sheets that we've got here. So you've got a lovely range of colours, so really wide range, because of course you get 120 markers. You can see from here we've got a few purples, lots of different pinks, blues, lots of greens, lots and lots of actual greens there, and then we go into the yellows and the cream, some browns, reds, and then we do go back to a few more. If you look here, we've got a few more pinks here. So I think the order, if you wanted to make your own order where all the pinks are together, that would be a good idea. Because like there's this odd pink over here, but actually it goes with these, I guess, but then you've got some more pinks there. And then the purples, the only thing I think is a little bit lacking is the purples. There's a couple here and then a few here, couple there, so there are about 4 purples. I would have liked to see more purple colour, I think. There's quite a lot of skin tones, as you can see, which is good for those who use them in their colouring. And yeah, I like the fact that there's a few browns here, so that's good, and then a really nice selection of greys as well, although a darker grey, quite a dark grey would have been good. So let's just have a look at the marker again. Let's pick this one out. So we do have a lovely barrel there, feels really nice. Automatic ink control, and you've got a little window there and a little window with these stars here, so you can actually see the ink. And then we do have the number on the cap here, so R758 for this one. Let's check it on here, R758. Let's see how well the colours match. The colour matches quite well actually for that one. Let's check some other colours out. So this one is R171, right, very good match, I'd say. That's 2 that are very good matches. Let's pick out this blue, which is B779. So B779, yeah, very good match. Let's take out a few more. There we go. How about this sort of greeny blue, which is G695. That's that one, yeah. So the colours, the top actually, the caps do match the colours that come out of the pen really, really well, or marker, should I call it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try out these markers to see what they're like with covering black lines. So out come my Cozy Corner books. So I'm going to use maybe this here. Let's have a look. So what if we were going to do a blue helmet? So we're going to use this B263. See how we fare. So yeah, that covers the line quite well. But then again, it is a darker colour. The ink flows really nicely, real smooth. And it's really nice that you don't have to actually shake it. Yeah, so yeah, the ink definitely flows out really well, and that seems to have covered the black lines, but obviously with a lighter colour. So this one is a lighter blue that I'm going to use now, which is be 6, 8, 9. So which bit shall I do? Maybe this seat here at the bottom. Well, it's not too bad actually. It's quite good. Yeah, it is still quite opaque, but then again I have to let it dry. So you can't really tell when you first put it down. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the black through it. So yeah, with the lighter colours, probably 2 coats. There you go. So yeah, 2 coats should do it. With a lighter colour. There you go. That's it. Right, so covering black lines, I would say with the dark colours you can't really tell. They cover it up quite well with one coat, but I think with the lighter colours you would probably need 2. Right, should we try a little bit of blending? I'm trying to get my water brush here now. Could do with a little bit more water in here, but let's see. Okay, so I'm going to try to blend on here. So we're going to use, I'm just choosing 2 quite randomish colours. So we're going to choose this dark blue and light blue. To see how we fare with this. You have to be fairly fast. Let's see how that moves using a brush, water brush. It's not too bad, but I mean it is working, but maybe not as good as I would have liked. But then again, these are, you know, they're acrylic markers. Oh dear, I'm throwing things across the dearie me. That's a little bit silly, isn't it? It's alright. This is why I don't usually start a page when I test out markers. I like to use just, you know, these little images at the front. That's not too bad. So you can blend. There are different ways of doing this. I know some of you have suggested things as well, but yeah, you can see that, look, it does blend. Might as well make use of the little drops that went everywhere. So they actually blend a little more than another brand that I recently tested. So you can do a little bit of blending. Obviously it depends on the paper as well, but these are really juicy, so blending them seems quite well. Let's try a couple of other colours to see if we can blend a little bit more. So let's try a purple and a pink, so which are close together, but what should I do? Maybe this bit here, whatever that is. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. You have to be fairly fast though to do it. You can see it's still blending out the colour, so I mean, it looks okay. Not too bad. So yeah, you are able to blend them if you're quick. There has been some other methods of suggestions in terms of using these, so I want to just try that out as well. So I had one of you lovely viewers suggest that you can, let's use some other colours. I quite like these trays, but yeah, it does take a little to unclick them all. It takes a little bit of time, but they are all quite compact, which is nice. They don't take up a lot of space on your desk. So shall we try these markers out in this way that's been suggested to me? So I get a palette and I pop the colour on there, and then I spray it. I hope I'm doing this right, but like that. So I wet it, and then I just pick that up and use it as a paint. Oh yes. Well, thank you to the lovely viewer who suggested this. This is another quite, you know, a way that to use this, because I didn't actually think of that before. But yeah, it moves on the palette quite well, which it would because it's non-porous. But yeah, quite like that. And then you can use it as a paint. And in this set we've got some lovely colours, so you can actually paint a whole picture like this. And the other thing I want to try out then is whether we can use pencil on top. Now I would presume that you can use pencil on top. Now this is quite a thin layer because we've watered it down, so if we use the actual pen itself, I'm going to try this blue out as well, spraying it with water. This is actually quite a nice way because I have quite a lot of markers, and I suppose you could mix colours like this as well. So what a great idea. And yeah, definitely a great idea there. So I suppose it's just watered down acrylic, isn't it? So acrylic paint. So you could actually base things using this method. All right. So I'm going to try to, if you can see it a little bit here. Yeah, you can actually mix colours a little bit. Should we put a little bit of this down? I suppose you could even use it on your palette as it is, because this one I've just decided to put it down on the palette and use it as it is. I mean, I have got a little bit of water in my water brush. Right, there we go. So the other thing that I'm usually asked when I'm trying out these acrylic markers is whether you can layer pencil on top. So we're going to have to look at that. So I'm just going to grab my pot of pencils. So let's have a look. What about, so this is an Artex here. Let's try. Yeah, that seems okay. Doesn't seem to be an issue being able to put pencil on top. so that works fine. And of course, if you wanted to put it on top of here, which was the bit which I put on the palette, it's even easier because it's so much more diluted. So this is a much thinner layer. So you could actually base in acrylic and then add and then add pencil on top. So then you can get the depth that you want. As well, so that's quite a good idea. Right, quite impressed with that actually. So yeah, there you go. If you use it as it is, you can still add your pencil on top, as you can see. So that's a great way to use it. The other way that I was just thinking as well recently is using acrylic marker. And I just recently bought this book, is Country Scenes. So basically using acrylic markers in colour by number. I'm not really a colour by number person, but you know, maybe I could be. So for example, using it here, so I'm gonna have a look to see if I can find a colour that we can use here. So let me see, shall we use 5, so light green. So this is just, I'm testing this out again, so let's just pick some colours. Light green, where are we? That one will do, I think. So light green, number 5. So, oops, going the wrong way there. Okay, so this is a book by George, I don't know how to say his second name, but Tufexis, that's it, Tufexis. And I quite like his colour by number, like the actual artwork's really nice. So yeah, this works really, because it'll give you quite a painterly effect. That's what I was thinking. So that would make it look really nice. I think colour by number would work really well with this sort of thing. These acrylic markers. And it'll give you a lovely painterly effect, especially with these sort of books. Right, what other colours? I have to bring the book close to me because my eyesight's just... I really don't know what colour that is there, because it doesn't look like it's got a number on it, but... let's just make it light green as well. There we go. And I like the fact that it's light, what's the word? Light lines, basically, that you can cover up quite easily, especially with acrylic marker. Even if they were darker, I suppose it'd be quite good. Right, so let's use the dark, or is it medium green, sorry. So medium green. What should I use as my medium green? I think this one. Hang on, let's look at the colours. And this is really helpful because the top's actually quite close to the, quite accurate in terms of the colour. So I'm going to use this 6. And yeah, this nib is really good, because I was actually worried when I got this book. I thought there's some areas that are really quite intricate and small, so will I be able to fill the spaces, and it appears that with this brush you can actually get into the small areas quite well. So yeah, that's obviously a good thing. The brush, like I said, is supposed to give you between 2mm and another number which I've forgotten, but probably about 2 to 6mm I would have thought, depending on how much you press. So yeah, that's quite good, I think. 18 is a light grey. But before we do that, I might just add another darker green in here. So yeah, I'm hoping to do a page in this book, particularly as I am mega busy at the moment, and I'm hoping to use these markers because, like I said, one of the best things I like about these markers is the fact that there's so many lovely colours, and they're really good to use, and I'm going to attempt to use them with the palette in places which I want, and also not in the colour by number one. I think I'll just use them as they are, but you can see the effect they're giving already. It looks really nice and painterly, just like all of these. They look quite painterly. The page I'm thinking of doing is this one with the bridge and the water. I think that'll look really nice. And that's it. That's my testing. I hope you found that useful, at least in terms of whether you want to purchase these markers. But yeah, I really like them. I think they're lovely. I think the fact that they come in this tray feature is great for storage. So we just pop it. Let me just get you a little bit out there. So I like the fact that they just go up on top of each other like this. Really nice storage. And then to shut them, can you see all these clips here? Then you just go like that. In fact, let's put the top one on like that, and then I'll put it on the right way. Let's have a look. There we go. And then, so it's just like, you can do it really quickly. You can open them quite quickly like that, so you can shut them quite quickly by just putting your hand over and just moving it. But yeah, I think these are lovely. I like the fact that you can actually see the numbers as well through the plastic box, which is really good. But yeah, thank you so much to Woomer for sending me your beautiful acrylic markers. I really like them. I think they're great. I like the fact that you get so many of them with so many different shades of colours, as you saw from my swatch, and I like the fact that you can actually blend them with water if you're quick, and also just use them as they are, particularly in books like this. I think they go really well, and I suppose even in mandalas, but wherever you want a painterly effect. So yeah, thank you so much, and thank you to you guys for watching, because without you guys I won't get opportunities like this. So until next time, take care, happy colouring, bye.